viewers, and welcome to the program. This is NSAKA. I welcome you to the program, and it has been long when we last saw you, and I'm sure we are happy as a team to have you. Before I go any further, I'd love to apologize for coming in late. This was because of some some issues beyond our control. But nevertheless, what is important, we are here. We welcome you once again to the program, NSAKA. That affects our day-to-day life. So, Tuami Pokelela, we welcome you wherever you're watching us from. Before I go any further, allow me to just recognize or welcome my co-host this evening, who is Lance Sanibanda. Lance, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Himba. Good evening to you. Good evening to the viewers. And well, you look reddish. I don't know if it's for Valentine or you are ready for the festive season.
This is the festive season, Lance. And then I was so happy, although I'm disappointed by Ghana. I was jumping up and down.
Well, tonight, so this evening's match was a game between my two favorite games, my two favorite teams, I mean. So, well, it's just something. Whatever the result was, it's just that fine.
But did you see the one which one of the players from Ghana yenza bela kakumbuyo nezinakakonda kaja.
And the guy failed to score. But okay, something.
Anyway, let's come back to the program, Lance. We'll talk about football tomorrow on Saturday. Lance, NSAKA.
Definitely, and this evening, our viewers, we are talking about Juju Nankania marriage or Juju more marriage in a relationship. So, we'd love you to be part of the program by simply clicking on that link which we have shared with you. Join us into the studio. Let's get to talk about this thing. If you have experienced it, at least come through and tell us your experience, or better still, you are somebody like me who wants to put somebody in a bottle. Come through. Let's come and talk about those concoctions, or let's come and talk about how we put somebody in mukabotolo. SG Alex, good to know that you are watching all the way from Durban. Of course, good to know that you are still in Durban. Follow us, so come through into the studio if you can. Just click on that link and join us. Lawrence, good to know that you are also watching. Great to know that you are there. So we are talking about Juju in marriages or Juju in a relationship. Would like to hear your view, would like to hear your sentiments, as well as would just be happy to hear from you. Join us into the studio. Click on that link. Make sure that when you are coming in, allow your mic, allow your camera, and be part of NSAKA. Like the program, the name of the program itself, NSAKA. It means that it's neither me nor Himba that are in the studio that have the knowledge. No. Ni NSAKA, once it's to come, we sit down together and get to talk about what we are discussing. So Jabu, good to know that you are watching. Come through into the studio. At least let's have fun. Let's talk about this thing. Like, let's get to share knowledge. Tigabaneko nzebu or tipasaneko tu nzebu, so that aliyense cheazive njawe nkanya mu marriage or mu relationship kajuju kaoneka so ukambotita behave in this way, we know that iwe unatia nondo ya bulus.
Just to add on what Lance is saying, or maybe to shed more light, when we are talking about Juju, we are talking about this tradition medicine. Does tradition medicine work? We are talking about the tradition medicine where people go, is it to a witch doctor or is it the tradition healer where they're going to consult or get advice and they're given this Juju, this medicine, where they're going to say, oh, you should burn bath naked, or you should put in your spouse's food. That's what we are talking about. So I would love to know what has been your experience, what do you know about it? And we strongly feel this is going to help our community, and it's going to help a marriage somewhere where Juju has been involved. We also had an opportunity to talk to a lot of community members to hear their reaction or to just get their reaction. Womkelebai, we are waiting for you in the studio. And we want to hear what you're talking about. That question you're asking. Does Juju work? We are waiting
Yeah,
for you. And
it works. And you know, this is something, Himba, that has mostly been believed by town guys to say only tukashana twakumunzi ndiye tumaleta Juju kai, you know, kabwera mtauni kafuna kasungirire mwamuna so kazabwera na vobwera vyana kapasa mbia wake kumunzi bija. So like I said, mutima wa buluzi atia yufunka wa upika so
well,
olo
Lancy, hold on to the fire. That we may
mutima
be
wa bulu.
laughing, but this is not a laughing matter. We also want to see, we also want to know, we also want to educate someone there. It doesn't mean that we are talking about this topic. No, we don't know. All we are doing is to coordinate this debate or to coordinate this discussion. We are inviting, whether you're in Zimbabwe, you're in Botswana, you are in Italy. How does Juju work in Italy? We want to know, we want to educate someone. Are these things good? Are they helpful in a marriage, in a relationship? If they are, how? Please come into the studio. Send mutwebe. Nga kyali mu byongera okusunga ekyuso. Nga binamitandiza kusunga kikwati. Bwani mukiwuze. Naye amigwa yagubamba kikwati kyanu basanga mubola mutwambire. Tulepo okumpwa send mututotoshe Lansi.
You know, the best example of Juju ni kwa mene huku wazungu. Ija love ija ni abnormal ija. Mapesika nje mguys wanamwika mkapotolo. That's why ndiye, oh, baby. Palipo kufuna notono gona na pa veranda pa mkazi, you know. So, Juju, of course, it exists in many forms. It exists in many forms as like you'll be able to see or experience it in different ways. Usadabwa change no, all of a sudden wambomvera no, I'm feeling my butterflies.
It doesn't mean if you love somebody there is Juju. Before we go any further, allow us to get first reaction from the community. Lancy, let's have the video, please.
Using Juju in their marriages or in their relations, just as people call to knowledge finders for solutions. So in the same way, some people can go either to Konganga just for some Juju in order, maybe to strengthen their marriage. So in short, yes, Juju is there, and there are people that are using Juju.
So in terms of this same Juju, have you witnessed any event or vamine munamvirako that is minkwala mwene zimachitira or vamine vichita?
Very true. I witnessed one is this, where this lady had done Juju. Now this husband actually even stopped going for work. He would just sit at home looking at his wife. And now the wife got at home. And now she became fed up. She began now to chase him, go for work, go and do this and that. The man said, no, I can never leave. So what I can say, I witnessed this man, I saw him. There was nothing he added. And the husband actually reduced, it became like just a cabbage. I've witnessed this thing is real and it works. I saw it on the propaganda.
what would your thinking of engaging in Juju, as well as those that are already using Minkwala?
My advice is these people, if there are people that are using that Juju, they should stop and refrain, because they may end up either killing their spouse. These things are real. I've seen and heard many instances where men have been spawned as a result of their wives. I would advise anyone listening to us that please, if you are in the actual practice of using Juju in order to bring down your husband, please you stop it. You may just destroy your husband when he's so like or making your husband maybe obedient or to stop flirting with other women. One reason is pray for them. These people would definitely for the better, other than resorting to using, it's dangerous, very dangerous indeed.
Lance. Wow.
Me himba witnessed muntu so vamupangira concoction yakutira njere naye kuti oferinga kuchita understand but okay, this guy, how does he change from just being productive to being for lack of a better word a nuisance, you know? Kanshi kupopeza njere mugeuzi wakaena anapika mchira wa gumugumu no pasa vamuna vake kuti njere vakadya gumugumu. Gumugumu ni kageko, the gecko. Vanamugesa mchira wa gecko mboizi yakutira njere azinkalache panyumba, like he would cling to the wife kulikonse kwe kwaenda vakazi chenzo sala che ninkani yoenda kuchitechi kwakutira njere vonse vaendera pamozi, otherwise the guy became a nuisance yakuti kulikonse kuli vakazi paliponse. And
Lance sizavomera ukamba mumaparables pano tikambe mweidini kufunda omwana kufikapo. We are here to educate the audience, we are here to talk with the audience, we are here so kuenda kundwani. Before you react to that, Lance, may I welcome CJ in the studio. CJ, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Himba. Lance, how are you? Room Kirivai and our viewers out there. Hope you are enjoying this discussion.
Thank you so much. Wom Kelevai, my husband, because you are my target for Juju, welcome to the program.
My apologies. My video, I'm actually in private room. I'm in my bedroom, so I don't want to show the public my bedroom.
Okay. Understood. Welcome to the program, Wom Kelevai.
Thank you so much. Since you are talking about Juju, I'm in the bedroom. It's the connection there, my way. Yeah.
So, mwangu pansaka tulela ndeli ashiria miti tulela ndeli ashiria Juju. Wom Kelevai, I'll start with you in a minute. The bishop at Minkwala Musie, that was a bishop who is actually advising that Juju works and it's there. And if I can just pick 1 or 2 points from his message, is that there's nothing that comes out of Juju. And he has also said it's there, it works, but it's not right to use it. It's not productive. It's destructive. It kills, it destroys. That was the message from the bishop. Hope I'm right, and hope I haven't diluted his message. Over to you, Wom Kelevai. What is your reaction?
Well, for starters, my sweetheart, I do not entertain the issue of this Juju in the first place. One thing I know is that it doesn't work, in my opinion. it is the mind, it is the work of the mind, you know. Where love is lacking, a woman would try or a man would try to capitalize on your psychology and use medication as a way of winning their partner. In their mind, they're convincing themselves that it's because of the medicine that I gave him. At the end of the day, you find that those concoction that they put together, they just end up affecting our healthy in terms of our kidneys, for example, our body, our cells, because we are ingesting toxic medication that is not even prescribed, or we don't even know the extent of the dosage they're given, because they're given by people who are, for example, Ninganga, Kapena Nimanganga, or these people who believe in traditional doctors, they go and get those things without any proper dosage or prescription. And then when you reach home, you start performing those rituals,
So,
and all in the name of winning ichikondi, or making someone love you dearly. But we are forgetting one big issue. Umutima,
where do you stand? Wamkelevai, where do you stand? Are you saying juju don't work? Traditional medicine don't work?
They are, herbs. It is. We have herbs that works for the benefit of our health. Like, for example, if you have stomachache, headaches, we do have this herbal medication. I believe in those things because it's a scientific proof. But where?
So even
But
juju
where?
works.
But where you want juju, yeah, poisonous. If you want to kill somebody and you put poison, definitely they will die. But
No,
but
na Juju, it works for the betterment of the health
but
young team, man.
no, I don't think so. When it comes to juju, it's just the mindset. It's the mindset.
Okay,
Imagine how rich, how
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Do we
in
have
in if Juju, before you I give the floor to, if Juju was for real, and this would have been a multi-billion-dollar investment in Africa, and the African people would have been rich by now with Juju. Because imagine what when you want to change somebody's mind, to change, to turn someone into a zombie, or to turn somebody, we could be billionaires in Africa. But where?
that is not an issue to turn somebody into a zombie. Please hold your thought. We'll come back to you. Lance.
Oh, I thought you are recognizing Abia. Abia, good evening. Welcome to the program. Abia, unmute yourself. Okay. You know, Himba, I don't think Mukerebai has ever been under a spell, because the thing is, for me, I think I started playing with the married people at a very tender age, and I've seriously witnessed things. Vakutirangere vina ne madabwa no dabwa. Mboys banamwikira concoction mmankwala, mu mafuta, I mean like lotion. Bakazi bake bamugulira tawe lero tachinja lotion muzambozola iyi lotion. Kanshwaziba powder ebayika mu mulija lotion. And the guy all of a sudden just you tend, ija kutira nje venzo enda tumauti shanshani yapesika nje mgaizi ankazikika vija vyanaimba devu vija tichipuva kamba karava. That is true. As long as the chepe batuponyako
Okay, Lance. Hold your thought. But Abby, you're welcome in the you're welcome in the studio, and welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. I don't know if you can get me clear.
We can hear you loud and clear.
Well,
You
put
can
on your
get me?
DV. Put on your DVO.
Come again?
Abi, are we able to have you on video?
The setup of the video, I think, is not good here.
Oh, okay, that's all right.
So I opted to switch it off.
Okay, but Abi, before
All
we
the scenarios too are also.
okay, that's all right. We understand. Before we get to you, I would love us to watch the next video. And before we watch that video, Lawrence says, I don't believe in Juju personally. Okay, tamvera ba Lawrence, but simuzi wakapenda banamika nkudala mu Juju. Next video. Next video
there's my sister who was married. Now bamuna bake banakana mukazi wina wa number 2. So now baja ba second wife is banamba kuchita makwala kuli sister wanga sana kalipo bwino bamuna bake ngati babwera pa nyumba. So nda kufika pa nyumba nakufika pepanja pa gate wa parking motoka, then bakamba tu nyumba mununka vidoyo vijaba mvula vijaba black vijaba makonkana vija. Then you just ask someone just to come and take out whatever he has brought. Thereafter now, after bankala ojamu my sister anabankala na my periods for prolonged ones for a long time. So upon that, anasa wenda kuma hospital vinavuta until anandoza bakaze ni baba muna bake. So ndi wanabaka, but no, me I know who's doing that. No jankas. Ni wanatengera na bene bake wanda kuma witch doctors huko. So witch doctor akamba kuti no, there's no medicine here. Bane biliko chabe hapa. Iwe mkazi iwe ndiwe una mankwala yo kuti umuntu apole. Kuja kana naenda kuja kukariva kuja kana naika mankwala aja pansi paja. As the waters more it flow water, the more it is coming out. So the best wendo kakachose kachakantu kakachosa, that to be the end, and that's what happened. So no bomuza tingati tuzachita hivyo chikwatuzasira, and for sure anaenda achosa kachakantu. Ni wanapolela sister one. So me I believe that those things are it happened to my family.
And they really work.
Yes.
So what is your advice to those wamine wangafuna kushita minkwala na wamine bashita minkwala?
My advice is one, when you have one wife, stay with that wife. Because you know wakashana wamanja wabafuna kupoka bamuna babatu. So afuna kucha mpaka atenge. So the best is men to stay away from these girls. Otherwise wakuna kunacha bama families yana. That's what I can say. When ngafune quadring up on back, no, it's not right to start doing medicines. It is important that you find your own man, you know. Pray to God, and then God is going to give you a man. It doesn't matter how long it will take. One day, God will give you your own man. So vamankwala CV do mukara monongana ba. That's what I can say.
Baenda. You know, one thing I like from this previous video, she says, "Veva malengesa niba vanzatu aba bali ku left aba." I'm not going to mention the other gender. The other gender, stay away from girlfriends.
Me, I still come back. I'm still going to hold on to my my stance because I feel. Are you not surprised that this concoction or this juju is always just connected to love Chitemwiko, and it's not either connected to bringing money in the bank, in your account, making you rich, or making, it's just,
spiritual
it is,
money.
oh,
Another
no,
package.
no, it does not exist with that. Those things are just in our heads. We always connect those things to justify our laziness or our efforts not to work hard to improve on our relationships. For example, if we talk about Ichtemwiko, when you see that your partner, significant other, has lost interest, we don't do those things like we are supposed to do. For you, our women, you know how we met you, how we saw you the first day. We were taken by the way you walk, the way you move, the way you take care of yourself, the way you are clean, you're smart, you walk with purpose. But the moment we bring you pa nyumba, all those things, vasira, mankarachabe, na vitenge, you start and arguments. And now when things start to,
Kelebai, allow me, I'm here also to represent my fellow women. And I'm going to speak as a woman. And you should allow me to interject you, sweetheart. Imwewamuna, some of you men, when you marry a woman, unampeza mkazi enzo powder. You are going to say ma powder usiye. Unampeza mkazi uyu enzo vala mawigi. Uzamuzatleka kuvala mawigi. And despite that, even naturally, the situation in marriage, it becomes different.
na sponsorship, Timaleka, you are right on that part.
And when you met me, Kelebai, I was all by myself. So I had time to myself. I would put njala, ningaike makeup. But even having you in my life, it's a burden. Because I have also nishnatengako time from me, na balanavana, nachosako time, so I need to look after you. I need to look after the family, and I also need to look after myself. And apart from that, you're not even sponsoring me. Ndarama mwika masocks. How do you expect me to be the same
Exactly.
woman?
No, I hear you on that part, but it's all in our heads, and the reason why we do those things because we have failed. We failed to find a solution, and we resort to plan B, which is everyone. We go to supernatural, which we know that those things, for you to convince people that these things do exist, this happens, you have to just say, without any evidence, just to speak by word of mouth. Olwapa mukungo kamba no nazionela, I saw somebody turning into a chicken or turning into, those are just stories, fiction in our head. Those things, they are especially in our countries, Africa. We believe so much in those things, and that has taken away our real Ichtemwiko. We don't want to focus on our love. If love is fading, how do you bring back? How do you put back the spark in your relationship? Do you go to Nganga, or do you work hard?
Let's close on that one, Kelebai. If our love has faded in a relationship or in marriage, do we go Nganga? What are the options? Lance, over to you.
Have you ever met bring back your lost lover or bring back your ex? These things are real, for crying out loud. These things are real. But anyway, let me go back to answering the question that the lady asked, or maybe a concern that she had put across, to say men should stick to one woman, and because that's the cause of manje bantu kuyamba chitachani ifi mwamba kuenda kumbali or thing like that. Most of the times, it's because these women, they also tend to change when they come into this same relationship. Ka first year after a relationship or marriage, bazangala che balimushe. Here comes the second year. Awe mwandi is a complete different human being. So what do? There are people that are bathing out there, and it's a first kanje waponyako cherinso. Sometimes timalangana chabe with no intentions, but because of my accusations from these women, yeah, no, let me do. He who who accuses must prove. So for them to have proof, at least do. So the women, because of they think, oh, Mwamnawanga is now cheating, oh, Mwamnawanga is doing this and that, they now resort to these traditional medicines, which, by the way, I will still say these things exist, they are real, and they work.
They don't work.
But
They
but even
It's
men,
in our heads, Vane.
are
We
there
move,
men
we
who
move.
use juju?
yes, there are men who
Yeah.
uses juju.
Mm.
Are there
You
men
know,
who
each temwiko ngana chitalaki. You know, problem okay twakwata. I know we are both contributing factors, both men and women, especially us men. We are the contributing factor to women resorting to do all these kind of things, crazy stuff,
you
which
are
we
the
know.
you are the culprit who
Yeah,
makes
I
the
know
woman
for
to
the
be
fact because
desperate.
imyambo shesu shali tusuminisha okuchita ubuchende. We even sugarcoat ubuchende, like ubuchende bwa maume tabutobe nganda. How dare can somebody speak
Atavana
like that?
kachimasi ya mpombo.
Ati abana kashimafi ya mpombo. When you start talking about those things, and many people take such things literal, in a literal sense, and that you are taking away each temwiko or the trust from your women. And that's why you find there's a lot of suspicions, even when you don't do anything. But the environment created so far by the society, by the community, it is in that context where we think every man is out there to cheat, and that's where now you find women put a defense mechanism. And
Okay,
this defense, they end up doing wrong stuff by start feeding us with all kind of crazy medications that they don't even know what is. That's why tinma dwala, because upeza ati mwamuna ambo dwala mumala or amba kuyonda pa nyumba because you or ambo nkara na kidney failure or what is this,
yeah,
or lungs problem or blood problem, because of what you give us, you ingest. Of course the mova also contributes, yes. So those are the things. It's all in our head, Vane. Mumitwe Yesu. Not that fila
Okay,
bomba.
we have contradicting reactions here or different reactions. Somebody, whoever is saying no, Juju doesn't work. It only works when you're going to heal somebody. But me, I still feel Juju and healing somebody is still one and the same thing. So if somebody is saying Juju doesn't work, they should also say traditional medicine doesn't work. Last say traditional medicine works and opopiava. Ava anakashi. Vala chinja efile ngati vatampo kuunje miti. But n'abaume ninsumi n'abaume balachinja lansi. You men you change. Mumachinja na imwe after wamkwatilo, after wamfuna mkazi. And then at the end of the day, you even feel you're in control of this woman. You feel you own this woman. Wenda no funa venangu wachitokamba. Phone venangu mumangena na mafoni mubafa. Most of the men who are married, mumangena na mafoni. And leaving that poor woman desperate.
That is personal. Why should I leave it with her? That's why it's called a handset. You don't leave it as if it's a landphone.
The Bible says when two get
that's not a good defense.
Okay, CJ, vamuna mumapangisa vakazi to be desperate so that vamboenda tendo sakila Juju akuika mkakopo kuti ankale na control ena ve mkondo timba vakazi mkazi. Okay, iyo man timba. Okay,
so my African women in Mamfwiti,
iyo ni aboza iyo ni aboza. Sometimes women are just you are just overprotective. Ufuna che sufuna kuti munyamata olawe vinga kwa che muntu nishwe wadwala mtima tamfuna kudala.
So if we are protective, then that is good.
Just looking at wamufuna ni girlfriend.
Akaidin, nishina nkondo ya yamba pamene hapo.
So
well, but that's not the only situation. We've heard of situations whereby vasikana mupoka vikwati vavanzano using minkwara. Iyo evo yomkamba bwanji. Ni wa muntu, ni wa mwinoja. but oli busy opanga panga so that upoke mzako mkontrolole. What excuse? Ungablame mamuna.
No, I'll still church still. Pakuti mkazi uja winangu apoke mkazi mzake. The link is you the man. Ndio naye ndio mufuna uja because that's why wapesa. No. Iwe mwamuna si jona ndio mfuna jafeke uja mkazi namba 2. Wenda na kumumba kwake ambo kugulira ambo kufurahira nshaba aika mkwala ambo kupasa kukuja aika kupasa manzi osamba kuikira minkwala. And
no,
then
himba bakazi baliko masniper. Whereby sufunika kumposha ko tata how are you anakupiningira tena kudada ukapanga tata
kumposha ndio kwati.
Just you know how crafty these women are. She sees how you take care of your woman. Then manje eve ayamba ita yo wishing aijanjere how I wish he's taking care.
No, actually, listen, gentlemen. I want to say something here, which is very, very categorical. I know you may not be able to agree with me, but this is the message. Most African men, we know that we are the perpetrators and we are the causes. Of course, temptations are there, but when you are in a social contract with your beloved wife at home, for you to jump the gun, then you go and start admiring other women. The moment you just approach a woman and start advancing, you are the person who is causing all this trouble. You are the person who is going to bring now trouble because you are not going to look at your woman the way you used to look at her the first time. Because you are now entertaining other people. This is where that English word say you can't save two masters at a go. Even if in a tradition, even if in a miambo, these are the things that are making us men die young or die early because our women, we are busy. May I finish this? We are busy. Yes, my brother.
Are you telling me there are no women who approach men?
They are there. But when you know, listen, when you know you are a married man and you allow and you entertain and you invite this unmarried woman that is approaching you and you start entertaining her, who is at fault there? Do you mean you don't have control of yourself? You can't control yourself?
Ako kagero bomukereba inikikabwera kasambira tumankwala yakusunga kadi.
No, that's why I'm saying it's all in your head because you think. No, that's lust. When you look at a woman and you look at her, of course, women are more attractive. They are very attractive by nature. They are beautiful, But us men, by nature, we want to multiply. We want to spread our seeds as many as possible.
Okay.
And so that is where the problem is. We have to struggle.
Let's get back to our topic. Our topic of discussion today is Juju. And as we are talking about Juju, we have two people who've joined us in the studio. We have Rhoda who've just joined us. Rhoda, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Well, thank you.
It's nice to see you.
You can see me as you can see in true woman style. I like your argument. I'm ironing whilst I'm listening, and I'm really curious if there's Juju works. I want to use it so that he can iron. But anyway,
Exactly my point. If there's that Juju where you can make your husband iron,
get him to iron, yes. Yeah.
But you know the best Juju you can use, it's your mind and your mouth and reasoning.
Okay.
Sit down with your husband and talk about these things. I promise you are going to get the reason out of him and the real gentleman out of that person. We always make our Mr. and Mrs. right.
Thank you so much. We also have Fancy in the studio. Percy, the newlywed, ni Juju or ni real love? Percy, welcome to the program. And what is the reaction to the talk?
Thank you, guys. You can hear me clearly, right?
Yes.
Don't comment anything because you are newly married with usafaule.
For me, the way I look at things, Juju might be there and all that. But again, have you also thought of there are some times whereby it's just lack of communication between the two, whereby at the end you start thinking like your friend is doing Juju. Basically, there's a lot of instances which are like that anyway.
Exactly.
So not everything is Juju. Yes, Juju might be involved. Personally, I've never come across anyone who's been at Manamu Diesa. The only people I know are the people who are in love. They'll go with their wives wherever they want to go. They'll help sweep their house. They'll help iron and all that. But if you do that in Zambia at Manamu Diesa, when you just want to be a real man helping your wife.
Thank you, Percy, for coming to my rescue.
Do you have any comments? Any comments before we proceed?
Well, I'm just a little bit sad that I got married earlier and I didn't find this one who can actually agree to sharing the housework equal. So no. And I can see he's newly married, so he's been told not to say anything bad, so it's okay.
He's been Jujulized.
Okay. Mr. Director, do you have any comments from the public?
We only have the next clip ready.
Okay, if we don't have any comments or any questions from the public, any reaction, let's move to the next clip.
Kuri vanhu vamene vamasebenzisa mankwara that's kuti vapoke chabe chikwati but veve vamabviwana monga vinhu viri chabe bwino kusebenzisa mankwara but sivaziva kuti they are killing uja muntu vamuononga physically na mentally kumuononga munzavo kuli mankwara yambiri amene vamasebenzesa lese kuli sometimes vamasebenzesa mankwara yaja yakuti iwe as a wife kuli be pamene abwera mukuchita munyumba maona but kuli eve uja wamene asebenzesa mankwala
my girlfriend awamani
that's my girlfriend uja azachita nani azambochita benefit everything muja munyumba but once akabwera kuja kwako apeza kulibe
pamene chichiteka okay so mwina advice ya bwanji kuri wamene wangafune kusenzesa minkwala number 1
yeah imonga iyo minkwala yaso that is killing
nanga kuri wamene basebenzesa minkwala
bonza amene basebenzesa minkwala siri bwino kumuntu usebenzesa mankwala it is better love chabe not love ya mankwala umukonda chabe muntu chabe naturally osati kuizi na mankwala.
Thank you. Lance, over to you.
Well, thank you so much. And of course, just a reminder to you, our viewer, we are saying that we've shared with you the studio link. If you have any comment or rather you'd love to push through your thought as well as an experience, something that you have seen, please get to join us into the studio live. simply click on the link that we have shared with you, and then come through into the studio with camera and mic on, so that we can have a better deliberation as you come through into the studio. We would love to hear from you. This is NSAKA. It doesn't mean that those of us that are in the studio, we know things. We want you and us to interact. We want all of us to share knowledge, to share ideas, and on top of it, or to learn at least one or two things and find a solution, a long-lasting solution to the problems that are in marriages or in relationships, in as far as we are talking about the use of juju or juju in marriages and relationships. I don't know, Himba, if I can go ahead. You had asked a question earlier. Do men also use juju?
Please go ahead.
Yes, Himba, men use juju. The kind of juju that men use is that one of attraction. I think at least Mukereva, you will be happy to hear about this, that somehow I'm coming on his side when we say men are a problem. We have men that use juju, Himba, where waenda kusamba mankwala kulinganga oba waenda kutimba ndembo za kutira njere iwe pewa pita bagero bafunka baona cheyi ndio cheoneka nje aba ndiye bamuna aba ndiye akutira nje aha. So yes, baliko bamuna yabasenzesa juju. Juju ya mwamuna ni nkani ya attraction pauti paliponse pewa pita gero afunka pona nje ine uyu mwandi, you know, that kind of thing. So
Okay,
it's
now
either
Lance.
or ni ndembo.
Okay, Lance. So baenda bapasa mukwala watu wakazonika flu ni badoni ngani mulusaka ngani bakopa labaoneka cheveka. So by so doing, what is the after bakazi bajamanje bo ewe nchino kwatila ka aendo chita vaso. So after bakazi bambo mukumbwa, what next?
So ni nkani ya kutira njere eve afunka aoneka kuti njere bagero bama mkonda che naturally, not kuti njere he begs for a girl or for a female. What ni ya kutira njere, for him he should make people believe, or people should believe that females just naturally love him, and then he's able to spoil them, pamper them, or do whatever that he loves to do.
Lance kambasabe vintu straight. Afuna ronse mkazi wamene afuna amuvomera paka ngati nikulaba amulaba kulibe womukana wayupita mumbali
So so kulibe no. You are so kuna no. Akachik.
no.
Okay,
Whether
and then it's no kwa.
married.
So now as Roda Wanvera. Roda ulipo hapa Wanvera.
Nilipo nimvesesa
ati bamasamba bamuna babeuwo na benepesi yakuti akakupita chati mpu akakamba chati ati akakuposha chati hai my phone number, if you want my phone number, how are you? You're asking for my home address.
I don't think I believe that one. Then what? Ukaenda kuchani, what is this new mo ya bwela ati ku East Park bonse bakazi bakukonka, then what? So that is a little bit.
So ngati you know Nindembo is I don't know if you've noticed or you've seen Nindembo is a
Lancy, let me just cut you there. Don't mislead people. I know people are listening, and there are people that are going to take your word literally the way it is, just the way, yeah.
That
so what I can, I know. Those are, you see, I don't know. I'm an African. I believe in our tradition and customs. But when I look at the whole picture, the way things are, at the end of the day, it borders on each temwiko, love. You will do anything for love. Men are scarce, men are not marrying. Those who are married, they are very few, and those who are married are able to provide for their wives and their family, and other girls, other women that are not married who are being disappointed are looking for a man to marry, to be married to. There are many. And then what happens? The competition becomes high. Okay? And men, you who are already established, who are already in a working setup, you are working class, you have a job, you have an income, there will be so many people with this poverty, with this starvation, with this economic hardship that we, our own selves, created to ourselves, or our government created for us. We actually put men up there, put them there, those few men that are married. And that, what do you see? The very men, because of the money, the capacity, the status they have in a society, what do? They use the very money to entice other women. And also women, when they look at you, you are already established, you're a married man, you are set in your family, in your life. They want security, they want safety, they want to create a safety net for their offspring. They want.
Okay,
So what do you see?
I would love us. We react from the clip we had. The clip we had. Yaba Mai.
Okay,
you remember
just on
the
that.
previous one.
Okay,
So
I've lost my thought on that one. Just to respond to that lady.
Yeah.
You can hear from her say that woman also was talking about ichitemwiko, love. The way she was saying Minkwala is not Minkwala zamene chikungo usinga siya bwino kuyuzinga kumwana kumuntu ngati nimufuna nikuyuzinga che chikondi, natural love. I'm telling you, and that's the way it is. It's
thank you so
natural
much,
love.
Kelevai. Let's have one reaction from CJ.
Okay, in line with what that lady was saying, I once had a colleague, okay, who had confided in me similar situations. Okay, he was married, and then a girlfriend, and then at some point enza kunidandawulira ine I don't know what's happening these days. Nikafika kunyumba kuli madam vintu machine kasi sevenza ninkhala nilibe appetite. Okay, so and it was alleged that the girlfriend that he was seeing, okay, comes from a background minkwala. Okay, so it's easy to draw a conclusion that probably there was something that was going on there. But the only challenge is that with the Vamankwala, usually physical evidence is illegal unless maybe somehow apeza kumankala those cases where they find whether it's the same charm hidden somewhere or that kind of a thing. So from such kind of a scenario, okay, you can draw a conclusion that Vima Sevenza.
Okay. Thank you so much, CJ. Just to add on, I'm just going to say one or two things before I allow Percy to come in, then we go to Rhoda. At one point, I had an opportunity to work in the community, and I worked with women and would have these discussions, we'd have these discussions, village counseling and everything. So at one point, one thing which was coming out, ati nizakamba mweviriri mwe ninavimverera but sinavioneko nibe evidence but ninamvera ati vakazi vamasenzesa juju wakuti imwe vamuna mwe mkonda ma girlfriends imwe mwe mkonda twakumbali at what they do ati valina munkwala wakuti when you go to your wife you will not be able to perform, you won't do anything, but when you go to her vintu vyenda bwino. Ukaenda kuli mkazi wa kunyumba uyamboshauta palibe kantu vamai vako vanachita chani vatate vako vanachita chani. Ukaenda kuli kuja girlfriend ni love ya muti, everything is perfect. And as our mother said in the clip, I've heard women say ati akaenda na kunyumba mwamuna kununka. Akaenda kunyumba kwake kununka, so he doesn't want to stay in that house. And these are women which you men bring in between this relationship. Wamuleta mkazi waenda wafuna gelo. And by just kumufuna choja mkazi, you created an environment of competition. And hence you are putting your life at risk. Undaba uja wafuna kaingi ojaina ngwana kwatiriwa na wina ngwe afuno wina chikwati. They will do anything. And I tell you, I heard a lot of things. And mwe wamuna olo muvale masuti mwe mkonda wakazi. Olo munapunzira mnina madegree, mumadia vintu na vintu, vabwino na voipa, mumaviona vabwino na voipa. So wakazi we mkonda, we mumaletera ma competition, vina ngie vima mipaisa. Over to you, Percy, then we get to Rhoda. We are reacting from the...
In a little tricky. I don't have much to say about that one because I've never experienced that and I've never seen anybody on a DSL. So I don't have much to say. I'll leave it to Rod.
Okay, thank you so much. Rhoda, what's your reaction from the clip?
Oh, from the clip, I mean, I'll pick on the lady saying the main thing is chikondi, like we need to love like natural love. I really want to believe that this juju thing exists because it's very convenient for me to explain a lot of what's going wrong. But the thing I wanted to pick up from there is like the natural love. Is the problem the fact that we are marrying when we don't even love each other? And so it's very easy to then kwendo yanga na kunango and then fall out of love and not feel like being physical with the person you are with in the house. Because my forever is a very long time, ka. You know, like forever and ever is a very long time. So it's different in that muma enda, you know, behind the door, you know, nakulira kwa mine nakulira kumazabuka behind the sugarcane fields when your parents are somewhere and you think you're gonna get caught. That's easy to have excitement like that. Manya mafaki wa munyumba and there's no love, then what does that translate to? Is it that or is it juju? I don't know.
You know, usasifusa wirati pshame pshaya kwa tuashala kuwaya. Ule pwilu. Not kulasimiga kuwaya.
May I just amplify on Rhoda? I think Rhoda, she's onto something here, which is very good. You see, if we're Africans or if we're Zambians, I'm using Ifwe because I'm not exception. Because I'm a product of girlfriend syndrome or side chick syndrome. The thing is, when we don't have an answer to our problem, have you realized that we always resort to either go to religion or go to juju?
Yes.
That is where the problem. We cannot sit down. We don't have that independent thought where we can simply reason to say, what could be the problem? This could be, we don't investigate properly about our natural love. Because as a man, serving two masters, you can't, no matter how strong you are. That's why you find that.
No, that's why you can't
my sweetie, by nature, when I am involved, when I find someone attractive,
sweetheart, there's a question. There's a question, sweetheart. Just pause. There's a question.
Okay. I would like to know, do you believe that there's God and there's also the devil?
From what I have been taught and from what I have learned, believing, yes. Believing is something that you are told to believe. And I've been told that there's a devil and he's always into the devil. It's something to do with negativity. and bringing bad luck and death or whatever is connected to that. God is connected to righteousness and good thing. Anything good that happens is godly. But the moment something negative
Okay,
happens,
before you go any
no, I
further,
was
just there.
answering.
So, hold on. Just this one. So, CJ, when you ask that question, what's your follow-up question to Mukelebai?
Yeah, because if you believe that there's God and there's a devil, then the possibility of entertaining the thought that Juju exists is very feasible, because that is
So are you
the
saying
other
I'm an
side
atheist?
of darkness.
Mukelebai, what is your reaction?
I'm trying to establish a base.
No, it's just the reasoning. You see, the problem with religion, when you ask questions, you are perceived. If just try this, try utuma test in them able to just try them when you have your free time. Try to question Yam Bible. You will be called names and be told that you are actually advocating for the what, and try to negate the
Comrade,
aspect. Try to negate the fact that there's no witchcraft
gentlemen,
or devil.
our topic this evening is Juju. Does Juju work? Is it good? Is it beneficial? What are the side effects? I would love to hear from the viewers out there. Would love to engage with you. Would love to know what you think. And I also want, as we are talking, I would also want us to react, especially bajawakazi bebapoka vikwati valanzao. Ndabanje bapaka. Baenda babapika, babachita chani. Let's also talk about that.
They
Those
just
women
use.
who
They
like
don't use. They don't use Juju. Those
So,
women don't use
Mokelebai, we
Juju.
have Ruth in the studio. Ruth, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Maimba, and good evening to the viewers and the panelists.
You're welcome. I'm reliably informed that Mwendo Sakila Juju.
Apa sinaipeza na kuipeza nezofuna checking engaiza sevenza. That's why inachedwa.
Thank you. Because Kambili is sevenza. Imwe Juju, it's all in our head. Please, na papa. It's all in our head.
Before Ruth comes in, can we have the next clip?
Mwachoma bwanje wa mainkata
mwachoma bwanje naino
tachoma mfunso yanga yo yamba nyakuti ni vichandwa mne muzibako pali minkwala mu vikwati ni minkwala bwanje za mne muziba and then zisebenza bwanje
mankwala bamene sibali Kristo bamene bakunja bamene bamasebenzesa mankwala kuliyovala kuliyogesa bamuna kuli yosamba bena kuti laki nibaja bantu bakunja bamene basenzesa aja mankwala but mankala nthawe ikakwana mwamene chimayumira chimtengo chimayuma mwamene chiteke example pali kapinchi yako kenzo bala maningi but kaenda kayuma na mankwala amene aja chimodzimodzi muntu ukasenzesa ulo mwana wa mwino wamugesa izankhala nthawe yakuti izachita kuyuma mutupi mwake ya Jericoh sevenza kuli venangu yamasebenza yakuti mwamuna mwana wa beno wamujesa ankhala chipuba ankhala chiyazunguluka nga nchibuluzi mnyumba so sichabwino kulingana ise bakristu sichabwino kuononga mwana wa munzako uchitenge ngati iwe wabala mwana mwamuna munzako mpongozi wako aende kuonongera mwana uja uzachimvera bwanje chibaoneka bwino koma chifunika muntu mkristu mpempherere chape utachanya ja mankwala mulungu analenga but analenga chaboti chimtengo maicho uti chikankhala chimango sesani mwameti madya mango ungasese mwana atipena ngwa chitadairia kali magwava ungamvundulira usati vimtengo vinangu nivo baba vimuleza pakambati muleza ni wabwino vaja wosuka uti afuna kumwa mala usati mankwala yononga moyo wa muntu.
Okay. So kuli ayo mankwala like kuli ba muna
nabeve kuliko minkwala zamne basebenzesa olwo ne bazima ichabe
ni bamuna nabeve bamasebenzesa kuli mankwala yamene bamasebenzesa bamuna kankala ti mwana mng'ono kudala mama kamminzi bamasebenzesa ti doyo chite bwanji ikule but mwine mulungu anachilenga kuti ichi chinthu chizafika pa nthawi yakaena yokula na kupera baja bosebenzesa mankwala ndiye baja munkwala wakaena venangu nenzomverako kuli wambuya benzosebenzesa chimvungula batenga kakali kang'ono kaliso bakajuba uku basusika amwamo chabe aindo checking amwamo aindo checking akaona ti yafika size aindo chijuba nishiyapera akaliko checking ndiye bajoti mapitirira doyo chifuka kuti mankwala chabwanji tapitirira ja mankwala siyabwini
so chitantauza
yakuti wono bamuna kuti asebenzesa mwamuna yakuti mu nyumba mwamuna azi bamwako ya mpoleji ya mumowa bamaika bamuna kumowa uko kuti ayi mukazi azimvera bwino bati kulingana mulungu anatilenga ndiso kupya kudala chamene tinabadwira manzi na magazi mthupi ya munthu ukaona mkazi niwozizira kulibe munthu wozizira pasikola pasozizira ni munthu wokufa olone mwamuna kulibe wozizira amankhala ni munthu wa moyo wamene ayenda na magazi yake
so chitantauza kuti minkwala zimasebenza
mankwala venangu zimasebenza pati ziwononga pambuyo pakaena zimasiya zawononga
so kuli abo bamene bachita mankwala ni advice bwanja amene mungabapase na kuli abo bamene sibachita mankwala bafuna kuyamba mungabachita advice bwanja
ma advice ni kuleka chabe kosasebenzesa mankwala si chabwino si chololedwa olukuverenga mBible mulibe mankwala kuti mulungu akambati katengeni chaso akambati wamene azazipereka kuza kwa ine azankhala na umoyo wosati azasebenziseka na chani ili yonse
Welcome to the program once again. Naimbelela audio. Ruth, what's your reaction? My reaction on the Juju. Okay, I think Juju works. It works, but it has never worked on me. I've never used it. But I remember at some point when I was going through divorce, my sister, she's somewhere from Kasam, I don't know somewhere. So she told me, Mamamu, ndiye myevo kumyesu kwali bobwanga. Ero bobwanga temwaite kwemo kulanda fecho mlefa so that uyu mwana kashu usengile abalume beno kitechani nga mlefa yapene nga mlefa yafwe na ngumlefa yabaleke abalume beno. Muland, and then I will help you to get this Juju. But me, I refused because I never grew up being exposed to such things. But she was very sure and very certain. And I've heard a number of people, even in the community where we live in, I've heard people testifying. Recently, I think some 2 weeks ago, there was one woman. She came to me and she told me, "Kuluvanzanga whenever nisonterako kunganga nifuna niende nipempeta ndizo kuli inganga. I'm going through marital issues and inganga. I'm told that inganga is." So I feel we are talking about things that are real and they are happening in our community, and then even feministing because people are doing these things. Okay, but thank you so much. It's not the right thing to do. Thank you so much, Barusi. Barusi bakambati minkwala yachifirika isevenza timiti ila bomba Juju ila bomba, and from the clip we are reliably also informed that isevenza zoona
I like the way our mother has explained, and awo shumfwa palia balanda tu shumfwa patu no na pasingi tete onkwe. She has really explained, and she has further gone. I've liked one point where she says vima ononga. I'm sure we are looking at kononga body muntu only. But this juju we put, let's also see that ima ononga na mabanja. Ima ononga is in community. It brings hatred in the community. It brings a lot of conflict within the family, you know, because especially nikamba maningi pa ma side chick. A side chick asenza mukwala. Kuli babanja benangu basupporta a side chick. Why they are supporting this girlfriend, it's for one or two reasons. Probably, my brother wanavashita introduce. And kapena wa brother wandiye baba sponsor baba sister. So definitely, they'll go and support the side chick. Not knowing at vaononga nyumba oku, the person who is lawfully married, ali na vana, future ya vana iwe side chick waononga because you are so greedy. Chikwa chamwine waononga, health ya mwamuna waononga. You know, it's a lot that happens despite kuononga che bot. It's a lot of things that happens within that. And one bili, wewe makwatiwa ka second, kambili, umapeza timanga achikwa chama voto. Rhoda, what is your reaction?
Oh, me again. Oh, hi. I actually wrote notes when Ambuya was speaking because I liked her. She put, I heard three things by Munkwala. She talked about Munkwala Okulisa Doyo.
Okay.
That to me is backed by research. Ngatwa muna wendo shita vaso. Thank you very much. Very welcome. But that's backed by research. So just because the herb is an African herb, we have to tend to extract and then wapanga munkwala for people who are impotent, essentially. So that's okay. I don't see that as the juju as such. To me, I just see that as a helping hand to keep the marriage alive. And then your Pasa Chipuva, I don't know. I've seen changes in people, marriages, but is it Munkwala or is it two people who have learned to live together after, you know, like when they wake, you're a certain character, you bring two people together and there's a change in behavior and character. But Kaya, maybe that one I would want to experiment so that we can do a bit of proof with sevens as on. Yo pasa muntu kunkala chipuva. As long as it's not permanent, ngati kulia 1 week, I'm willing to try it just so that we can have a little bit of proof. I mean, because it's very much hearsay. So ngati take a proof, it will be very good. And then they said munkwala we wakamba wo pasa ngati uzizira ukupya and everything like that. I was like, well, again, herbal medicine, I feel a bit warmer. If I drink ginger tea, it heals my throat and everything. Then we just need to learn in the marriage and do things differently. So, Munkwala ena ona chambi pali wa Mbuya, although I loved the way she put it. That to me is the juju in that. So, and the other ones are like herbal medicine, very welcome to be used by everyone. Not just, and maybe married women, we should also get and use the herbs as well. Right,
thank you so much.
Wow. From the last speaker, the lady, you know, you can tell that woman, she's really, really well vested. She's with the knowledge, and I loved the way she came out. And the most thing that came out to me from her was on the aspect of believing in the Almighty God. And once you put God in everything in your marriage, then all will go well. But the problem is that we, as a Christian nation, with our hypocritical behavior in marriages, we don't follow the written laws in the Bible or the principles of our Holy So we've end up doing a lot of mistakes. And the other thing is, it's us men who actually are hunters. We leave our own matrimonial home and go and find or ask and propose, even lie to say I'm not married. And the so-called side chick believes and accepts.
Oh, my wife is a bad woman.
Yes, and after some time, then she discovers, and then what happens? So when it comes to Juju, again, me, I would have been a rich man by now. If I told this Juju, we would have had the Bill Gates or the what's the owner of the Facebook? In Africa, we were going to be the richest continent when it comes to those things, because this is what mankind today in the whole world wants. We want to have power. We have to have magic. But it's all in our heads, because it does not really exist, in my opinion. Get me right. Because if it was, I was going to be the number one in a queue. Like Rhoda said, I would also have tried to buy, and just for a week, to make some of my sweethearts here on this panel a little bit mad for 1 week. You know, but I don't have that access, because there's nothing, it does not exist, but it's in our head, on our lips every day. So we have to be very cautious. But each time we conga twachibika, each time we nalesa, I promise you, if ichikwati vatu vizaenda mushe, it will be saved. That's what that woman talked about. Mulungu.
Thank you so much,
Let's practice what we preach kuma church. Not boza. Muzambe.
Thank you so much. CJ, what is your reaction?
Yeah, well, for me, I would say we hear a lot of these stories around, okay? And there are certain things that we see that make it easy for us to conclude that Juju exists and it does work. And so for one to completely dismiss it, to say, if again, that is something tricky, okay? Because there are a lot of things that we see around. Yes, we might not have like a logical explanation, and from different schools of thought, people say no, it's a defensive mechanism, okay, where one will resort to saying because they can't understand something, they say it's either God or it's either the devil, that kind of a thing. But if vintu vinango, according to Mwentifuonera, the possibility of Juju being there, I would say it is there, and let us not be naive, okay? Because we are seeing a lot of things happening. You might just find yourself to be a victim of some of these things if you totally dismiss, okay? When
the other one doesn't know, he's calling sweetheart. He doesn't know where that sweetheart comes from. Let him leave.
CJ, can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Yes, Rhoda.
Sorry, I mean, maybe that's showing my age, or maybe I was just naive. My problem is, why is this become so rife now? Like, Kudala, it wasn't this bad. It wasn't so bad that Juju is in every single corner, and absolutely every single marriage is being affected by it. Is it that, economically, socially, we've lost the core of what holds us together? Economically, we don't have money, so everyone is chasing the two men in the town that have money. And so, Manje, the insecurities are leading to everything being Juju. Or was it there before and we just didn't know about it because we were younger? I find that very difficult, because I think these days is too much. So is it real, or is it something else at work?
Yeah. CJ, do you want to react to that?
My Yeah, she has mentioned me. Let me, okay, my opinion on that. I'd say Juju has been there. Even Akudala would hear different stories. Okay. Um, you know, for something to become so popular, it means there should be some truth that is attached to it. There should be an experience that people have had that has convinced them that something exists and it's there. So if you move around these communities, there are certain things that we see, okay, that make it easy. Like for example, what I told you, the experience that a colleague of mine had, okay. So it's easy for you to connect to say, okay, Juju does exist, okay, and it is there. Just that, like you said, when we were younger, some of this information was not, and let me say, in the past, some of these things were not so pronounced. Information was not so widespread. But these days, with social media and whatever, can to check angono, something is posted. Just last week, we had that issue of Martha. Okay, you can see there are also insinuations that there's Juju involved there, that kind of a thing. So there are certain packets of experience that people have had concerning Juju, and it has really marketed it. Okay, even when you go around town, you see posters, people putting posters around, magical money at magical wallet, all these things.
Vamapasana roundabout paja pamarobots pa UTH peza vantu vaimirira ukausegula cheka window vadhunguriza motoka.
Yeah, so you find, so there are some people who have been able to testify to say, okay, I did this and my life has changed. Okay, there are even people who even come on social media and they say these things open. Yes, there are cons that are there who just say do psychology on a person and go away with money, but there are also people that when you look at them, according to what they say they did and things have happened, you can say Juju really. That's my opinion.
Okay, thank you so much, CJ. And before, do we have another clip? We still have one, is it? Not quite a kwemo. Okay, but today munga kwati wa CJ wa freezer. There's me, I'll be sharing to my experiences, to my story telling Verako. In a town of Choma, I went for work and they were sharing at Kuchoma. Apparently, there's this sausage tree. I've seen the tree before. In fruits like sausage, so that tree at vamaendanga kali kang'ono vamakajuva kuntangu wasanka keufuna. Then I'm told, I was told when that story was being narrated, vamaenda vachekinga vamuna vachekinga until kakakula pasaidi afuna vamaikakona munkwala, whatever they do other things, so vakaona kakula kakasuka pasaizi afuna ajuva akakalekelela kapitirira, it will grow extra large or whatever. That is the Juju. I've heard about that. Nai Vananshimikira, my elders from the rural. I've heard that one.
That's what
Yes,
the woman in
the problem. The problem, my sweetheart, that we have is that if you listen, as I'm listening to us as we speak, all I hear is we were once told. It's hearsay, hearsay, hearsay.
But
at one
sweetheart,
point,
do you thinking that nasebenzisa Juju nzabwera pano nikambe ati nasebenzisa Juju?
no, it's hearsay, because we don't even have any backup. We all rely on viva voce, evidence given by word of mouth.
But sweetheart, nafunsa, do you think you would come here on pamulavanza takamba ati nasebenzisa Juju? How many would do that? Ati nasebenzisa kupoka kumuna
listen,
tembo.
if it's benefiting, you have seen the way in the so-called Western world or the developed world. If you have the capacity to have that medication that can enhance or extend or enlarge your manhood within a shortest period of time, I promise you that person will be more richer than Bill Gates or than Elon Musk. To be honest with you.
But
Why? Because they practically it's all something to do with our personal. It's something that is secrecy. I cannot reveal this because I know I tried it. It worked just by myself. But you don't have proper evidence. So
Thank you so much.
when we say things like that, definitely. Hello.
Allow me just to jump in there. You know, when we're talking about Juju, okay, it's something connected to like the spiritual realm, something that you can't physically touch. That's why you find issues of evidence, okay, are tricky unless the things that manifest from that. And then
so if I want, I can come to Zambia and say anything about spiritual, and everyone will believe me.
So, there are even things like the things attached or requirements for Juju. Okay, some of the requirements.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. We have 2 more clips we need to see. But Ruthie, I wanted you to come in, but I'll let you come in on the next clip. Can we have the next clip? Okay, all right then.
Yeah, my name is Rafik, and I would say I believe there is Juju, and it works. Okay, it doesn't need faith. In fact, I have seen people saying that no, unless you believe in it, something works. Yeah, Juju just works even if you're aware of it or you're not aware of it. You see a very well behaved man who loved his family, who loves his family, and later on they just go berserk. It's because of these same things that happens. Juju is combined with spirits, so it's demons who will come and work with you or connect you with wherever you have to go. I've heard people use it in doormats, they use it in food, they use it in air, even by smoking, and it works. It disturbs marriages, and it's not something to play around with. Okay, the way which doctors work with their things, Juju works in the exactly way. So I believe it's working, and I believe it can affect your marriage if you're not careful. So just be careful to avoid it. How to avoid it? I think the only way to avoid it is being careful. As the scriptures say, most people, as Christians, the Bible wants us to be watchful and prayerful. So we should watch and pray. That's what the Bible wants us to do. So we should be very, very careful. Okay, there's nothing too special about you. It can work on you. It can work on anybody. Some things need you to stay away from them. If you get off your marital house, you go outside there. Of course, you will meet these things, and eating anyhow. And I think this is what we men are taught mostly, that avoid eating anyhow. Avoid eating mostly from single ladies. They teach us these things. So those things will avoid you to getting into this kind of trouble. So Juju works and it's there. How to avoid it? Don't follow it. That's all. If you're not careful, it's going to catch up with you. And of course, so for those who are married, I would advise not to use Juju in any way. Okay, it's going to destroy your marriage. The effects that it has mostly on married people is that it makes you men lazy. Okay, because most of these, the thing that people want is that you get the whole lot of a man for yourself, and you begin to affect them even in their working career. They won't be paying attention at work, and of course that is inviting poverty in your house. Let love work as natural as God made it. Okay, just as it is. Okay, if somebody doesn't love you, you can't force it. You can't push for it. Okay, anything that comes from the devil, let's just know that there's something you have to pay for. So you want to bring Juju into your house, the next thing that you're going to bring is poverty. That's what follows after that. And then when this Juju expires in your man, I'm telling you, he will be worse than he was.
Thank you so much. Those are men of integrity. Stay away from Juju. Stay away.
Ruth, what is your reaction?
I love it.
Stay away when I don't use it.
I don't eat in the single
I don't
women's household.
even believe in it.
Don't eat from the single homes women. Stop it.
Imagine. So I feel his thoughts, I agree with some of his thoughts. I believe that love should just be flowing naturally. But most Africans, tinakula in trying to protect. So sometimes people use Juju, where they should protect their territory so that they can have it on their own. And I love it that he thinks and he is coming out to say, whether you believe it or you don't believe it, it can work on you. It doesn't need faith. I feel that's quite true. Vapusana kona vindu vinango vamene mpaka uvibelieve, that's when it can work on you. And especially that tikamba pa Juju for marriage, you know, where people would use Juju maybe to protect their marriage or use Juju to get another man's husband. And he has talked about the protection or how you can refrain from such. I agree with most of his thoughts, and to let love flow naturally. Ngati yafika time yakuta maybe you've fallen out of love, muntu na yeye falling ako in love uko kwinango. I feel it's just to take it, and Juju should be involved, especially that at the beginning kuna be Juju involved. There's no need to get involved with Juju. And from even other clips, the way people are saying it's like in an expiry. So it's like at the end of it all, at one point, if you use it against someone else, uzaviona. I think vasila mpamvu valeka kusebenza, or if it's mind manipulation, eventually this year kusebenza, from the clip and from what others have said and from what we hear in the community. That's my reaction.
So nikuzipekanya chenga using a Juju nikuzipekanya ati vikizachita expired ndevita vekumaona vabwerera kuvakazi vavo vanabwerera vanavasiya. But then what I want women to react to this, vakazi chechimalengesa ati ukumbwa mwamuna wa muzako unichichani. What makes you to admire mwamuna wa muzako? Upeza ora ni mufana akalipo kwatiri wako akalipo balapo aindo zingeleza mulima complicated situation. You just involve yourself in what, and how do they find it easier bakazi to just find it like, okay, ineolofikose elo twalipa motu bomshomiti kala shautano kushautano kutumira babene babalume endine nifuna muziba ata exist woman. Rhoda, what is your reaction? CJ, do you want to say something before I call in Rhoda?
Let Rhoda go on first.
CJ, I was hoping you go on first, then I can answer. I'm going to answer Madam Himba's question because I'm a woman. There is absolutely nothing wrong. Kukumbwa mwamuna wa munzako. Touching is where it goes wrong. Because as a human being, you are meant to look. It's a lie if I say to you that I'm married to the most handsome man in the world, because he wasn't born. I can look at somebody else and thinking, my goodness, and then sometimes admitting that actually stops me touching, because I've admitted it to myself and thinking, oh, he's very good looking, but that's it. And that means you love your husband.
But then I'm saying admiring, like you want to have him, like in another kumbwa.
Oh, like you want to actually go and kwendo tenga mamuna wabeni.
Yes. Kumutenga che barakosa no kosa Rhoda because vishenshi ndesenda bali abandi. Elo po badiesa bamuna bakazi, these are some of the ways they say. Mwamuna che ni kumudiesa si bruru wako.
Yeah, because sometimes himba I think ukankala mchikwati wabemba badakamba tichupo ni pamunove, sorry ndine mtumbuka neo chivemba impangono atichupo ni pamunove or atinganda baikumbwa umutenge. So when you look from afar, everything looks very hunky-dory and you want to take. I do not understand that behavior. But it's like until you get in, you don't actually understand what's going on in that house. And that's another thing in Akambat which has developed recently, because before definitely niendo tenga mwamuna wabene, and it's okay, and society has accepted completely. It's okay, because before you were completely driven out of the community if you did that, because that was like blasphemy, the biggest crime. But manje society yavomera abakazi bangakamba ndeya mkusenda ulya nichivazankala vazaenda batenge pali mairo baneba ndio waza kazi mvera kaja enda ukapoke, but ni mkazi munzako. So I don't understand that. To me, I just think society has to break down. So kulipe bana chimkwapu cha society kuti this is not acceptable.
Okay,
So,
thank you. Thank you so much, Rhoda. CJ?
Can I add on from what Rhoda has said?
I think
please, Ruth, go ahead.
I feel question kuja kwa nemwenzi mwafakirako to say where this woman even comes out to say certain things to the wife. I feel men have a role to play on that one, where they demean the wife very much to this other woman, that she just gets the power to say anything to the wife of that husband. It's the men that give the power to the other woman to come out like that, because if this woman is put down and knows that this man you can't touch or you can't say certain things, there are men, they are cheating, but you can't tell that they are cheating. Even the wife knows that time sninga tume, sninga step wanji apa inawakazi wao. It's a man who draws the line. So I feel ngati mukazi kwinango afika pa level pako yati atukana nauja mkazi wanali kunyumba. The man is responsible in that area where a woman comes out like that.
Yeah. CJ. 1 second before CJ comes in. Thank you, Ruth. I'll just say I've got an auntie who was a side chick for years on end, and she knew kuti royao it's to be the side chick. The wife had found out kuti ukukuli mukazi unangu, but the girlfriend would never touch mukazi wa munyumba. You know, like men have always done this. Either wazakwatira mpali or girlfriend aziba kuti bakakamba nili kunyumba, you don't touch. So that means the sanctity of marriage was respected. So bazibuna watu awa, no wonder I think wamuchitani na Juju. They've stopped respecting the wife wa kunyumba.
You're right, Imba.
So, you know, what's our other choice? Because at least then you were respected as mkazi wa kunyumba. So even the girlfriend had my limits how far they could go. Manja, but they can even say they am kusenda because the husband is there for the taking. So thank you for that.
Katuma na usiku, katuma usiku.
Niye problem kaini himba.
Calling the madam.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying if you give me the one wopanga chipuba, if kanga tuma usiku, then I'll give him that one. Yompanga chipuba.
So now, you know, my take on that one. Vavemba makamba atichimbwi pakulira ataziva pamena diak or something like that. So this is where I would bring in the Juju aspect. When the side chick has involved Juju, as if the man is in her pocket or in her arm or whatever, okay?
It's important, you know,
all the audacity, whether ni midnight, whether ni chani, she won't have any boundaries because she knows that she's in full control. There's something that has given her an upper hand. So the possibility of Juju being at work is very high, okay? Rhoda mentioned one thing in terms of like society values, the way we perceive these extramarital affairs. Kudala, yes, people would find a way of normalizing it, whether ni chan. ni polygamy. Okay? Ngati ni ama side chick chabe vija, they would keep it hidden. These days it's a it's a common thing. People are even excited about it. If you look at social media, it is buzzing every day with such kind of issues and things going on. Okay, from our African culture, that is unacceptable. But we have adopted a lot of these things like cohabiting. Vinangara no more. Okay, kudala venze, you know, want venze kuyopa. This time it's common. It's very normal. So for a girlfriend, whether it's a side chick, to overstep her bounds, the possibility of using juju is very high, because azi watoi mwamuna namfaka mtani ngati mkabotoro ukapenda lumpitcoat yake nikisema ti neve mwamuna paibe venaza chita mwamuna sanga control madam kunyumba or whatever. I have the control.
And the sad part is that you are going to find that Mwamuna mkazi wake amupasa na ulemu maningi sije. Mkazi wake amupasa ulemu. But ka side chick kakamba chemwe kafunira kamusebanya, and you are going to find that the same side chick has a girlfriend. You know. Wamkelebai, I'll reserve you for the next clip. The last one, CJ, let's have, I know we've gone over, but I just want us to exhaust so that when we have the evangelist, you just come and tell us how Juju, what types of Juju and the like. So I want us to exhaust this, and then next week, we are on the different page. Can we have the last clip?
Ndefo kuishiba imiti mufyupo efyo muishibe pamiti nesho inemiti esho mwaishiba esho babomfya abantu mufyupo emkwaye abengi mufyupo barabomfya pata wako barabomfya abawome babomfya mububwe imiti esho naishiba kwenye. Okay, imiti shishibomba munshiranshi like muvubwe abawome balanda ati ila bapera amaka ila lenga no bwambo kuba active ifa abawome balanda. Okay, and then kuli bana mayo pata wako kupatisha omwawome kuli family yakwe tatere basakamana tere bapere mpia alefa afya fini ne family ya mwana kashi. Okay, and then yo ine pata wako baibomfya shane bala koma bana mayo ukulandile kwe bati mwawome nongo family yako ingesa shani pangani urobenga bidishanya mwame techabi wako mpaka inishari mpira kali mtu mwana. Okay, limbiri pusho yakwe bati pushobu iyi no mutu uyu ulabomba mwalimu hapa tumutoke ichachine bulamu bombera ine shamana po mutu kwikala tuwabombera omuntu pantu mutu abakati fine chimuti cyaba ulafika po wisa mukuru mafilimi bino wauma waleka no kubomba kuri ine omuchita ubomba fenarana. Okay, so kuli abo abanga kabira okwebati bambo okufayo kubomfya emiti na bali ababomfya emiti ne advice shane munga bapera ina advice oni ngapera abantu ababomfya emiti kuyo kubachirikeni kubomfya emiti tashibomba kukoserera fe kuliresa kozikuliresa kwa abo bwafisho bakufisho bakwalesa tabupwa tabuma ngechyo chimiti chuma ifuni ngalanda ngani kuli bana mayi ngani kuli bashitata ngale bonfa mububwe ugwamba bulobo bwawo naika pantu lyonsa kalefa apikula chita boost kwe bacha kwata amaka so nga mwaume ikho pena tafuikire okulabonti afirikire pyo mwaume kukula okukwata pemisula pya isa afamba kama ishatarala basala bako notu kwe bacha lyonsa leba fine emiti kwe bachi gwamba buleba bisati ofunga. So nishoke narabweza kokuni mapanono meaning iyo yabashitata nishira bomba taibomba. Okay. Okay, alright. Ibomba fine mtina ndafa chibomba panchite inono basi futi yalafu afuti bombe fine so kuri ineta fibomba mwame fyafire fyaba futi na totera mkwae. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll be failing in my duties if I don't recognize the voice of, I'm not going to mention the name, the interviewer. She's been brilliant. That is the Ubuntu reporter. Well done and brilliant work there. Wamkelewa Vub Patawako.
the last lady, she's perfect. I support her position and those things. I really do believe her. I stand with her that those things don't work. They just in our heads. And the other thing is, have you noticed that every time you talk about a man, it's something to do with enhancement of whatever, boosting, whatever. But when it comes to a woman using juju, it talks about, it borders on affecting or making the other person look, be sick or bad or just in a negative way. So to me, I find this a very, very tricky issue. And that's where I'm always going back to my old say to say, this is just a work of our mind. We have made ourselves to believe that there are these things that can control us and that we can use if we fail to reason or to find a proper explanation, and we resort to these kind of activities or illicit activities that we connect as Christian, we connect to the devil, like the other speaker put it. You see, when you don't believe in a devil, you don't even have to accept anything that the devil uh, brings to Mother Earth. You just want to accept and embrace positivity from the righteous or from God. And that's where the problem is, because we always, whenever we don't have anything to explain properly, we resort to. There are issues where if somebody has a erectile dysfunction, you know where to go. We know who are there to help us. But instead of talking about those issues, we choose to ignore, then we resort to either somebody has put poison in my food for me to have this dysfunction, or you have multiple partners. You can't satisfy all of them. You are a man. You'll be tired at the end of the day. And then when you get back to your wife at home, you will fail to perform because your mind is elsewhere, is divided. You know it's Temiko, it's mind related. And then come to our policies in Zambia already, because of our customs. We have these dual law legal systems where we embrace the inherited laws from the British, our protectorates, and we have our customary laws. And during our customary laws, that's where we find this unfair law that only speak for us men to say we have the right to marry more than one wife. Yet women are not even in the picture. The moment you mention a woman having two men, she's called names. She's called Martha. She's called what have you done? She's called Pamela. So these are issues that where we should look at and say, hey, as society, why are we negating women when they are human beings just like us? What is it that we are giving to our children? What is the message that we are
Thank you
sending
so
out there?
much, Rom Kelebai. Thank you so much for that reaction. One of the elderly people once said, nga mukazi akugesa juju nishakukonda tukukulyesha juju kukutemwa ekitemu iko ushakutemwa atete akulishe juju wayi akulyesa juju afuna munkale naye manje kainga paliko trick kuli bamunyumba na bakumbali. Anyway, as we come towards the end of the program, I would want to get each one of us our last remarks and reaction from the video in 1 minute each. I'll start with CJ.
Okay. My concluding Himba.
Brazil too. Oh.
You have to see
These are my concluding remarks, or just from the video.
Hold on, CJ. Keleba, please mute yourself. Yes, please go ahead, CJ.
So I was asking, these are my concluding remarks, or just based on the clip that we saw?
Both.
Okay. Okay, since it's both, Okay, what I'll say is this. Juju, personally, this is my personal opinion, okay? Being a believer, I would be naive to say the spiritual world does not exist, in that evil and good do not exist. So if evil and good are there, then even Juju itself is there. And I would encourage Muntu not to completely dismiss it, but be careful as you tread. Certain things that have been said, that often to avoid falling uh, into being a victim of Juju. Take those precautions. You won't lose anything. You're safeguarding yourself. Do not take things for granted. Uzazipeza padi mairo ndo uzankara headline or victim wa Juju. So take extra care of yourself. We've heard that my man in this is my victim. Avoid
Ndimwe ma victim, ndimwe na ma culprits, ndimwe na ma problem starter.
Avoid my sniper, single ladies. Avoid kushta entertainment so that you don't find yourself in an awkward situation. Above all, I think have faith in God. Follow what God expects you to do, and I think you'll be safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Boroda.
Thank you so much. I think my closing remark will be, I think Juju as interfering in marriages is very convenient. I want to believe, sorry, I don't know, there's an echo.
Ruth, will you please mute yourself?
Yeah, I want to believe that it really is there, but I think it's used as a very, very convenient way of not critically thinking of the problem at hand. If I don't find my partner sexually attractive to me anymore, which is a very, very, very good possibility after years of marriage, then we need to talk about it and explore that, rather than go kumbali and then accuse Juju as the problem. There's also either Juju or God. Then waenda kuli babusa nje baindotenga mkazi wako futi. You know, like it's like there is something in between. It can't just be Juju then God. So maybe we need to explore the in between as well. You know, but I'm yet to be convinced. I'm open to trying for 1 week, by the way. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, concluding for me, we need to look at the in-between. Between Uku, evil, and good, there's something in between that we need to look at and explore more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rhoda. Ruth, na ibipa. Kuli ba pastor na kwena, balea mkukulia. Ukunako, nomba tuwala kutukila kwisa.
Apa kwena naikosa. But all in all, in search of love, you should not search for it to destroy others. When you love someone, you care for them and you would want the best of that person. And when they fall out of love, when you love them, you let them go. You don't need Juju to keep them. You don't need Juju to take them. It should just flow out of your heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ruth.
I think a lot has been said, and I just want to say thank you for the wonderful topic. And I just hope that the legislatures, they are not going to go ahead and enact that law where they have to decriminalize bigamy, meaning a man can marry more than one wife, even when you are married under statutory marriage. So tufire twachitako toned down because our moral standards in our country has really gone down because we do not appreciate the values of marriage these days. Many people have turned around and started abusing this marriage. That's why you find men, because at the end of the day, it's us men that go and hunt for more. Hence the side chick syndrome. And to me, I feel we are destroying society. And then we are bringing unwanted children or children born out of wedlock, which we are failing to support. So we need to just step up and stick to our partners at home. If you are tired of them, just if you have failed to resolve your problems, don't start going to those nganga chikondi chasila, like one of our presenters said. Just go to plan B. Resolve the matter in court or divorce. That's the best way. Mumusiye mwana wa bene, so that munkale bwin than
Thank you
buy
so much,
mwana wa bene.
Wamkelera. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Musiye mwana wa bene, go separate ways. CJ, do we have any messages we need to react from? Do we have, please take us through those.
Okay, so Josephine says, Juju works, but not in good, but in a bad way. Juju has an expiry date, so the end results are very bad. I don't believe in using Juju. Okay, she comes back and says, how comfortable can one be knowing you have that man or woman in your life because of Juju? Can you be proud that you are loved? It's a shameful state how people are proud using Juju. Don't destroy people's children by using Juju on them, because when it backfires, muzalida, let love lead.
Oh,
yeah.
It's a.
I'll say, basically, I think we can wrap up on that one.
Okay, thank you so much. As we come to the end of the program. Thank you so much, CJ. As we come to the end of the program, I'm going to just say a few words. I know every behavior has a reason. And most of the times, we women, we become desperate because of what society has, or because what the tradition has against us or has for us. It's both sides. Those who are not married, they become so desperate to the point that because valebe batawa upwa fayako aba kukupa mona aba nove chakuti, not knowing that the blessings they fall at different levels. Mango taipila pamo. Even those who are married, uyu mulume obe alenda sana. Ngata wa muikate, ngata wa bikile kwa mano akakusha. Aba nenu wala bomfyako tu amporage. Aba nenu wala shita chakuti. It's a double way thing. And then again, we have our men as well, who don't believe, very few African men believe in standing with their women. The moment my family is fighting me, the man will be actually, that's why kwano bakunena so. The moment his family is fighting me, he joins his family. Now, you've forgotten that you are in two covenant with this woman. You know, so literally, protect your women, protect your children, protect the family. You are the head. The moment a man decides to go and entertain a side chick, just know that one, you've put your life at risk, you've put the lives of their children at risk, you've put the life of your wife at risk. You're now, to have many women in your life, I believe it's very expensive. It's very expensive. We are actually inviting for poverty in your home. You know, a lot of things happens. At the end of the day, even peace in your house, you won't have it. Kulibe, you know, chikondi kulibe. And somebody has mentioned, as a woman who is using juju on this man, uzakondwela ati vanikonda vamuna vanga vachitanoziva ati avamuna ni juju isi vanikonda. And those who are outside just know that there will come a day when this man will go back to his wife. What will happen? And olowononge nyumba ya mzako. Chilipa mzako chatama ilo chilipali iwe. And you know you're just denting yourself, especially mukalibo kwatili wapo, mukalibo bala hapo, it becomes so bad. I know we found ourselves in a desperate situation as women, but let's stand up for ourselves. And why should we opt to be B? Why if a second wife? Meanwhile, you're still young, you've got a career, you've got a lot of life ahead of you. Waenda wangena mchukua tu mulima problems. Eyo zapeza kapena na chukua cheo yendo nkala number 3. Chili na ma problems eka. Wakupa sako na iwe pamene wendo ononga chukua tichi. Wakupa sako na iwe portion yako ati waipeza portion. As I end, no married man will leave his wife for a girlfriend. Unless unawapeza kudala na ma problems. Very few married men will say, napeza mkazi wa inangu ni musiye mkazi wanga. Azambo kunama every day. Azambo kunyengerera every day. Azambo kuimbira nkamushomka. And I know most of the women, you found yourselves in Agon, where a man tells you, nzamuleka mkazi wanga. Wachita vonzo waspeza ndo second wife. Mkazi wapa nyumba alindui. Alinkezi bwino chilila. You know, let's avoid such and let's stay away from such. Juju, when we are in a desperate situation, is not the best. God will always be there for us. God will never leave us alone. Whatever situation we are in, God knows that we can handle it. God believes we can manage it. God will never give us a situation we can't handle. Thank you so much for being with us. Our viewers, it has been nice being with you. Make a date with us next week at the same time. We bring the apologies from Evangelist. He's still busy. Kange wa Evangelist ni Watonga. So Watonga this time nikani ogwira maplow. He's plowing, you know. Stima sobera na mvula. Tatuanga shemfula fwe Watonga tulalima. So he sends his greetings, he sends his love, and he's with the viewers wherever you are. It has been a nice time being with you. And from us, Ubuntu team, we are saying bye-bye and see you next time.
Do you believe that kuli wantu amene wamachita minkwala mu vikwati or mu relationship?
Yes, there are some who do medicine mu vikwati. Yes.
Okay, so muna mvera ko kuti ba minkwala izi ni minkwala za bwanji zimachita bwanji.
Although bantu bamene bamakamba been a woman of God, the mother to the people, so kuli bantu bamene mabwera ati mama yuzinga minkwala bati kuchoka bamene ambira kumberera bamene mama yuzinga minkwala kube minkwala amene asinzako because monga if as Christians if I believe in God, everything can work out. To God everything is possible. And then yabajame bazinga minkwala look at chimutengo chimayuma, but to God is forever. So if you just believe in God, our marriage can be okay than using medicine. Yes.
So advice yamine munga pase kuli bajamine organiza kwambo senzisa minkwala olo bajamine bali kudala muri voice senzisa minkwala. What kind of advice yamine munga bapase?
Advice yamine nga bapase is better wabwera chabe kuli mulungu ngati wapempera muchikwati chako. That's why vikwati the devil hates marriages. So munga if you are Christ tenekera even baje bamene sibazi ba mulungu banekera wabwera kuli mulungu so that ngati wazi ba mulungu bagwada pansi bamupempa mulungu amapasa. To God everything is possible if you just believe in God. Bonse mulungu amaserenzi mankwala kubamina kwa myanga pereke yama fed at one time, but kuli mulungu ngati wamuyumira wamugwirira mulungu amulirira mulungu amayanga na kwa watu makaje bekuno instead of using minkwala punishment maybe it's better you fast for your marriage whereby mulungu akoyanka nokuyanka munjira yabwino than waenda kuza tikashite so ukatemo kwa chanja nivosha chita minkwala kuba family kumbani bimapereka minkwala. It's better just believe in God kuli mulungu kulibe chovuta. To God everything is possible.